Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome everybody to December the 17th. Let's give it a little bit of time for some people to join me, and then we're going to get started right away. Excuse me. So today's a pretty serious day on my end because it's December the 17th where something usually starts to happen. All right, welcome everybody. We got about 52 people tuned in today. I know it's the afternoon in Europe right now, so not many people can join. It's also late. It's what time is it in? Yeah, it's like early morning in North America, so people aren't really joining, but this stream needed to get started. So welcome everybody. My name is Philakone. I've been in the crypto space for about 9 years now, a very long time. Let's just give another minute or two for some people to get on, and then we'll start. So just chill for a little bit. I'm bleeding money right now in the portfolio. Not really happy with the way things are going in the market right now. I'll show you guys my stats and everything as well for trading, just to be very transparent. I haven't really made money in the past 2 days, to be honest. I'm just like bleeding away. Alrighty, okay, let's get started. First of all, always my position. Talk about that. I'm down $8,000 in my Ethereum position. I'm in a $1.4 million long position for Ethereum. I was actually going to take my profit like around there, but I missed my profit because I was sleeping. I entered it like kind of like before I went to bed actually. I thought I might have smashed or had a chance, but there's really no chance for me to get liquidated because I have another like $1 million in cash almost ready to buy. So the chance of me getting liquidated at $2,000 is like literally impossible unless there's like a black swan event happening. And also we need to factor in this gigantic trend line that's been forming since like November of 2022 roughly. So this is a very significant trend line that I don't think is ever possible for us to break again, as you can see over here, right? This is a very, very significant price action the way this has been moving. So the worst case scenario would be like a dip, you know, back down to like 2,500 or something. But I think that the worst case scenario for Ethereum would probably be like 3,500 again. Okay. But let's just jump right into it. Okay, guys. So my P&L is pretty crappy right now. I'm not happy with the way things are going. I'm only up, you know, I'm bleeding away money right now. I've lost the last 2 days of trading. The last 2 days of trading, one was because of the Ondo news, right? Ondo news hit. So I lost $16,000. I'm going to upload that video soon. I had to get into a 1.75. I almost got into a $2 million position just to de-risk myself by laddering up. Otherwise, I would have lost about $60,000. I was going to lose. So I ended up laddering to about 2 million, and instead of taking a $60,000 loss, I ended up leveraging like 3-4x to get to about 2 million, and I only lost 15,000 yesterday. And then today I'm down about 4,400 because of my Ondo position that I was short overnight, and I forgot to put a stop loss in, honestly, and I wasn't really too comfortable with the way things were looking. So I just ended up saying, you know what, let's just exit it for now. But in terms of Ondo, I have every expectation of Ondo dropping further, okay? I think that the MACD is setting up for a really large drop right now for Ondo. And that one last wave where we got that bullish news where Trump ended up endorsing, it just made one extra tiny subwave upwards, but we're still gonna get a large drop on it. So sometimes you have to take a loss to get a win. So my loss today, as you can see, 4,400, is from the fact that I'm just de-risking. I'm waiting for a drop below this range here, below the high of wave 3 over here. Okay, so the wave 3 is at 1.954. I have an alert here at 1.943. So if it breaks below here, I'm going to end up targeting the yellow trend line. So the yellow trend line is going to end up targeting over here. I will get into a $1 million short position to go for about an 8% gain, which is going to target roughly around right here, the low of these regions, right? It's also going to coincide with the yellow trend line as well. That's forming very nicely. So that's going to be my next position that I'm looking at, okay? But overall, I'm still up in the past 30 days, $423,000 in the past 43 days of trading. Okay, so 43 days, basically since the Trump election, I grew 100,000 Canadian dollars to 1 million. So that's a 10x profit already that I'm up, a tremendous amount. I'm pretty much winning every single trade, but some days, of course, I'm gonna de-risk and take some losses, which is pretty normal for things like this to happen, right? So yeah, like you guys have till basically the end of the month to sign up for my elite tier group. I'm nailing pretty much every single one of my trades, other than like the few odd ones here and there. If you take a look at the screenshot, this is 1, 2, 3 days, 4 losing days, 5 so far, 5 out of 30. So I'm winning about 25 out of 30 days. That's a significant amount. So my win rate is like, it's kind of ridiculous actually that my win rate's over, 83%. So you guys have till pretty much the end of the month to join my elite tier trading group with a 60% off. You can find it in the link below. I call out every single trade and also every single position of mine as well. You can find it in the description or over here. You get 6 months access to my elite tier group. You get also access to my 20-hour course to learn every strategy of mine. So make sure you guys are signing up, because in January, I will close it almost permanently because there's too many people in it. I think the bull market's really gonna pick back up. And because of that, I just don't want to have more people. I'll be stretched too thin. So right now I'm down about 10K in my Ethereum position. And let's talk about Bitcoin first, okay? Every day on December the 17th, but first of all, let's just take a look here. You can see that the years before the bull market, so 2016 and 2020, December is always a bullish month. So in 2016, 30%. In 2020, 48%, right? So these are big numbers. 2024, so far we're up 11%. In 2020, 2016, and 2024, October, November, and December have all been historically very bullish, okay? But my counter argument is this, that the ROI after halving around this period always, okay? Basically on the 240th day, last time it began on 239, the other time 242. Right now we're on day 240, okay? Usually after 240 days, after the ROI halving, there happens to be a large drop, a major capitulation event where we end up dropping significantly. And that scares the shit out of me right now, okay? So I'm very tempted to exit this Ethereum long of mine, depending on how Bitcoin ends up going. But another thing to make note of is that, guys, we're far from reaching the top. You can see that in 2016 and 2020, the ROIs are massive. So it's just a matter of riding it to the end of the bull market, where we're far away from there. So the end of the bull market usually ends up going from something like, like 500 days plus, 540 days. We're actually only in day 240, right? So there's still another 300 solid days potentially to the end of the bull market. So this is something very significant to understand. 300 days is, that's a long time from now, right? So I'm expecting the bull market to end somewhere between August and potentially October or November, but definitely no later than December, okay? So if we go to the Bitcoin index, what we're gonna notice every single time in the year before the bull market is that Bitcoin ends up rallying significantly, okay? Bitcoin makes a pattern like this, for example, in 2016, and then after December the 17th, it starts to rally significantly. This looks like a bearish pattern that technically should have dropped down. But sometimes extended waves can occur, especially in a very bullish market. So because an extended wave ends up occurring, right, it basically flushes out all of the short positions, rallying significantly into the year. So that's one example of December the 17th occurring. Now, there's more examples than that, okay? Another example of December the 17th is how the bull market was reached exactly also on December the 17th, okay? And then bull market finishes, then we drop. Let's just keep going. This coincidence and phenomenon is amazing. Now, the next time we see December the 17th, that's where the rally ended up beginning again. So here's December the 17th in 2018. That's where the major rally began, and we ended up leading up into a major 343% rally. That's literally 3 years in a row where December the 17th did something. Actually, 4 years in a row here, where that marked the end of the bull market or of the downtrend, and then Bitcoin did 65%. So that's 4 years in a row where December the 17th did something. And here again, this is just a few days after the consolidation event. Now 5 years in a row after December the 17th, we end up leading into some major rallies into January, and then we dip. So if you're noticing the coincidence, December 17th is pretty wild, right? So here we see that after December the 17th, we lead into a rally into January till like the first week, second week of January. And then we have a major drop. So that's 2017's bull market. Now in 2020's bull market or 2021, the same thing actually happened again, right? So what we did was we had after December the 17th, we had a major rally. And then in the first and second week of January again, we ended up having a major drop to the downside. I don't see any lag on my end because I see myself streaming at my maximum, 7,000 kilobits per second. So I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, so right now we're doing this kind of a similar thing right now. So if you take a look at Bitcoin, okay, let's take a look at that. So you see this pattern forming right now. So Bitcoin is in like a major channel type of pattern. So if I had to make a guess, man, just leading to the bull market year, I think that we're gonna end up breaking upwards eventually. Maybe not like this particular day, but after today, we're probably gonna break into something major. And then like maybe in the first, second week of January, we're gonna end up capitulating. So just based off of history, I don't see any reason for me to be bearish other than the fact that we're overextended. And yes, I did say on my Twitter post over here, okay? Like where did I say that? I'm gonna find that post that scared the crap out of everybody. But you know what? Like I wrote, you don't want to hear this or you can even admit it, but it's happening. Bitcoin is gonna drop soon. Maybe one last rally to 110 to 100 about 110K. I still stick by that, but maybe not 110, maybe like 120 maximum, okay? And then the first capitulation event will occur. So I stick by that we're overextended tremendously, that January like 5 to January 10, I expect a major, like a fucking major capitulation event. And you guys don't want to hear that, but I'm trying to show you right now, okay, that every time, okay, just look for yourself right here. It's so important for you to acknowledge that the first week, okay, this is January the 2nd, right? Lasting till like the end of, or actually I should go to the daily chart so we can get the accurate days. So you guys don't want to hear this, but you can't be fucking blind, right? You can't be blind and perma bull. You see here on January the 5th to January the 12th, 1 full week with a 35% drop. Okay, it's coming. It's fucking coming. Maybe not right now, but it's fucking coming. You guys see this, right? End of the year, Bitcoin rallies till the first week of January. Big green candle, and then a drop occurs, and then we continue further. This happened in 2017, and then you take a look at 2020. The same thing happened, right? Like literally, the exact same thing happened, where a major rally occurred, and then you see that from January the 8th to like January, like for 2 weeks till January the 22nd, we end up becoming very, very bearish. And then we end up dropping about 33% again. So last time 35%, 2021 32%. So I think that we're gonna most likely smash this all-time high, okay? Like right now we're gonna smash it, and then eventually like we're gonna break this channel upwards, and then once we break that channel upwards, the first week of January or something like that, I'm basically gonna exit all of my long positions. So, and I think that if I had to make a prediction right here, guys, like I'm gonna guess between 125, a really round number, $250,000, to somewhere between maybe 110. Like this is gonna be my target. When I say my target, I'm talking about my target to start entering short positions and also exiting my long positions. Okay, so I think that Bitcoin is eventually going to break this channel right here. Okay, we can see the daily chart starting to trend upwards. Okay, we can see Ethereum's 12-hour chart starting to trend upwards. If we take a look at the history, it does roughly the same thing. If you take a look at 2017, right around here. Right, oh, sorry, I'm going not back enough. Right here, okay? If you take a look at the MACD, you can see that it starts to trend upwards in 2016, right? Exactly where we are now, basically 8 years ago. So the MACD starts to trend up, the histogram starts to trend up, right? Like right where we think it's gonna be bearish, right where the pattern is ending, on December the 17th, we blast upwards. And we can probably see a very similar thing in 2021 as well, right? So let's just take a look. So in 2021, I'm going too fast. So we see right here, same thing, right? Exact same shit, where we see the MACD crossover, like right on December the 15th, the 16th, and then the histogram starts to spike up. So if you look at now, we're actually doing the exact same thing. Okay, there's no denying that, right? We're in this pattern that looks like maybe it could be a top, but instead the MACD, it starts to trend to the upside with the crossover. So with this type of historical pattern on this exact same day, there's only one way for me to believe this, which is going to be up, okay? It's going to be up from here to anywhere between 110K to 125K in the first week of January, and then everybody is going to fucking get wrecked after that. And then we're gonna see, okay, bye-bye Sevcan, çok teşekkürler. Görüşürüz, bye-bye. Sorry guys, I am talking to my housekeeper, she's just leaving. And then, yeah, so where was I? So then I expect a 30% drop after. So if we get to 125, I'm gonna expect a drop to like, you know, 87K, like $87,000. I know it sounds outrageous that you would that someone could even dare say $87,000, okay? Right? Like how could anyone even say $87,000? But then now I make that argument, okay? I make the same argument where I go back in history and I show everybody the stats. So December 17th, we break out into massive all-time highs. And then here we drop 34%. That's wild. Or 35%. That's wild, right? So it happened in 2017. But if you zoom out, it's like a blip. It's like nothing, right? If you zoom out in the grand scheme of things, this 37% drop is nothing, because we still end up going 37% drop, but we still do 2,500% that year, right? So then you take a look at 2021, the same thing, where it's literally doing the same shit, right? So we break out here, right? We break out, okay, and then we end up dropping like literally 31.5% from 42K to 28K in like a week. So please prepare for this event that's happening. Yeah, sure, your long-term holds, it's probably not going to get affected over the course of a year. Like if you hold your portfolio and you just kind of ignore it, and you have the stomach and the balls to sit through this volatility, go on a fucking vacation and come back. You will be fine. Because the reason why you can't touch your portfolio is because even though like your base entry is going to be higher, okay? That's what you need to understand. Your base entry is going to be so much higher. So because of that, you just can't exit your positions. You have to keep that base entry with that base cost of where you originally got in. Maybe you'll be able to extract some profits and secure it, right? Maybe you can take some out, like 20%, 25%, but you gotta stay in those positions with your base cost and that best average entry price to maximize your gains, okay? That's really important to understand. So my long-term portfolio will not be touched even though Bitcoin could drop, even though I could protect myself from that volatility. Because if I took out any of my profits, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna make less profit near the end of the bull market. But what I do plan to do is exit every single long position and probably get into some short positions instead, short term, okay? So after doing like a really detailed analysis today, of just looking at Bitcoin and also acknowledging that my pre-workout's kicking in, I gotta finish this fast, man, and seeing that we're likely to rally, I'm gonna stay in my Ethereum position. I'm gonna stay in my $1.4 million Ethereum long position because I'm expecting Bitcoin to break out in the next few days, okay? So I'm expecting like Ethereum to do something fucking huge. I don't think it's gonna get to like the all-time high at 49,000-ish, but I expect it to break this right here very soon. Okay, I expect it to break this high from March 14th. Man, my pre-workout's kicking in hard. I gotta hit the gym. You guys have 5 minutes. My skin's starting to tingle. Ugh! Lost 55 pounds and I'm down to like 17-18% body fat with a six-pack. So I feel fucking good right now. So I think that we're gonna break the $4,000 range by a little bit, you know, maybe like 4,500, and then who knows? Maybe Ethereum will just fucking fly for the next week until Bitcoin hits the high, and then we even hit back down to 4K to retest. That's a possibility as well. But there's no point of me being scared. You know, I'm rocking like $1 million Canadian in my Binance account. You know, I'm in a 1.4 mil USD position. I'm not going to get liquidated. I got another $1 million like in cash in USDT, just ready to buy, right? So I'm very liquid, so I'm not worried about it. And if you take a look at Ethereum, like the 12-hour chart is very bullish right now. It's lagging behind the daily, but it's going to get there. I think in like, if this continues, if we stay up here in like 2-3 days, Ethereum's probably going to smash up here. So I don't think it'd be wise in any way to get out of your Ethereum position at all. I think it'd be wise to DCA, in fact. Because if you take a look since the beginning of November, we're trending hard above my super trend indicators, that green line, right? We're not breaking below the daily super trend indicator or the 2-day. So it's like, until shit changes otherwise, I'm not gonna be worried. So my final prediction is going to be between January 5 and January 10. I'm gonna write it for you guys so you guys can hold me accountable if you want. So prediction, okay? Between January 5 and January 10th, 100, like between 110K to 125K, then major fucking major drop. That's my prediction. Screenshot that and hold me accountable if you want. But based off of all the data that I see, every single early January, there is a major fucking drop that is undeniable. Also, after the 240th day of the ROI halving, or the halving cycle, a major drop ends up occurring as well. So there's only one conclusion for me to believe, which is after December the 17th, we're gonna rally probably for the next, leading into early new year. There will be some major setbacks along the way, but I think that you need to be prepared for yourself, okay? Be prepared for the fact that Bitcoin is going to correct and it's not going to go up forever. And this is honestly one of the best technical analysis videos I think I've ever put out, because it was just so logical and rational and irrefutable, right? Based off of how history has acted so far. So taking out all of the emotions, this seems like this is the only way it can go. But of course, I can be completely wrong, and Bitcoin could butt fuck us. It can fuck me in the ass, and we're all wrong, and we end up dropping instead, and nothing works out as planned. But if she's the fucking hoe, she's always gonna be a hoe. You know what I mean? It's not like she's gonna become the perfect housewife material all of a sudden, right? If Bitcoin's gonna keep acting the way it's been acting since 2016, 2020, why should I expect Bitcoin to, act any other way if it's been so consistent so far and we can trust the history and the data, right? It's just like that. That's how it is. Unless proven otherwise, there's just no point of doubting Bitcoin. So yeah, I will stay in my 1.2 million or $1.4 million long position. I will also wait for Ondo to possibly break down below the 1.94 ranges before entering like a $1 million short position. Okay, so I gotta go work out. I don't have time today to take a look at the coins for you guys, and I apologize for that. Okay, if you guys are enjoying these videos I make, all you have to do is just hit the like button, man. Hit the thumbs up, hit the notifications button. And also, if you guys want to come trade with me to see how the fuck Philakone is making like $500,000 every 30 days day trading, just come join me in the elite group. It's $450 down from $1,150. Yes, I sell content. Why? Because I'm that good and people want it. So I'm gonna give the people what they want. Why is it not free? Because my content's just too damn good to be free. I'm the only person that can actually do what I do, that I know, that does what he does, which is live trades with the group, make these insane calls all the time, have an 80% win rate, and is one of the most transparent traders out there. So if you value my time and my 9 years of experience, trust me, this cost is nothing. Not only that, to be honest, it's a good side hustle, right? I think it's a very good side hustle, and man, every single intelligent person is always going to diversify their income stream. So I'm sure you guys are intelligent to understand the value of what I offer. So come join me in the elite tier private Discord group. If you guys don't like it, man, I'll give you a refund. Take your 450 back. But nobody's really gonna refund it because the content's that good. So I'll see you guys later, all right? Take it easy and thank you for your time.